Alright, so part 7 of the Broken Lord's main faction quest. The Whispers of the Scepter have revealed something of our past. Some of these ruins, it seems, are ours, still guarded by mechanisms that we once set in place, yet no longer understand or control, though I'm sure if this makes me proud or sad. The scepter uncovered at the last site, though not part of the mysterious mechanism, was clearly a key to its fate. The mechanism was built, instructions on its location and use were encoded within the scepter, like a divining rod that acts as a key. No mere parchment or stone of our mysterious ancestors, only dust and magic could reveal the scepter's secret. And only a genius could make them do so. That is why Vicus now has both the eternal gratitude of the Empire and a stunning domain in Ulaanbaatar. Such efforts should not go unrewarded. We will explore the site with a large army prepared for bitter conflict. Whatever wondrous place this map leads to, entry will certainly require a heavy toll. So we need to search the indicated temple runes with an army of 8 units of level 5 as a minimum, equipped with the Sight Scepter of Ire, and we would get exceptional alloys, which is level 3 adamantium and palladium, and that's definitely a tech that we want. Explorminate, I noticed also on the 4X Reddit, 4X Strategy Gaming Reddit. It was also doing a giveaway and is also doing Let's Plays for Endless Legend. So Explorminate, feel free to post a link in the chat if you want to advertise your Endless Legend business to other folks as well. Alright, so we need to, not that quest, we want our main faction quest, the final battleground. We need to explore a rune over here, and we need level 5 units. Do we fulfill that condition? Yes, we do. So we're going to walk over there. The other thing we need is the scepter, which we don't currently have. So we have to get back to our own territory to equip this guy with the scepter. So the Scepter of Ire, we can go and replace. We probably need the Pendant of Judgment, so we'll ditch the army defense boost, slide in the Scepter of Ire, but we can't do that until we're back in our own territory. So we're going to need this settler over here right away. May as well make ourselves... does the settler... We'll equip the settler with more movement. That's definitely going to be useful. So the settler profile... We want to give this guy movement, improved movement 3, and everything else is fine. Apply that, and then we'll go and retrofit this settler. So the settler has 8 movement speed. This Daemon 2 needs more movement speed 2 if I want to escort that settler, which I may as well do. So Daemon 2, go and apply that, and we'll retrofit him as well. So now he's got 10 movement speed. Select all, create an army, and we'll go and embark over to one of these regions. Let's see, 2 palladium, adamantium versus adamantium and Hyperium. Hyperium is the next tier up. Let's make landfall somewhere over here. So hop in the water over here. That works. And I guess we do need to wait for that guy to appear. So these guys did give us a quest. The quest was to make peace with someone. If we settled here, we would have 3 Sisters of Mercy camps right away. versus, let's see what the yields are. Double anomaly here. Science and gold, or dust rather. We've got the glass steel, one anomaly there. That doesn't look too attractive here. We've got really good dust yields. We've got some science boosts off of those anomalies. Chromatic land and steel stocks will be a good place for a city. Alright, let's go and parlay with the minor factions in this region then. And then maybe we'll settle a city somewhere down here. Auto fight. And we'll swing over this way. Alright, so parlay. Too many chiefs. That's pretty much the worst quest. But I guess I do have time to kill for the, when that settler arrives. So show location. We need to bring these guys some dust. Dust is no object to us. Parlay there. We need to spend some influence. Return to the village. Bring 50 mithrite? Seriously? I'm not going to give them 50 mithrite. That's outrageous. Maybe if they wanted titanium or glass steel. Alright. You guys asked for a little too much. We're just going to go and beat you up. But we do have a diplomatic question from these guys. They want open borders. They want to sell us open borders for an insane amount of dust. No way. And over in this city, let's go and build out the dust depository. And Silly Pseudonym thinks that Cyril might be helpful for us. What is the mithril? There is a mithril extractor here. I don't want to waste that on a faction quest then. So let's have a quick review of what our side quests are. Too many chiefs, we're going to let fail. Make peace not war, that's for pacifying the Sisters of Mercy, we'll let that fail too. Power and prestige. Level up Grandar for marvelous alloys, which isn't bad. But what we really want is the main faction quest for exceptional alloys. So we're not really going to worry about power and prestige. And from dust to rust. Oh, this has been ongoing, and it's increasing the strategic cost of all of our unit items. Yes, that's right, Fire Drandon. I'm not going to pay the Wild Walkers for open borders. If I want to go into their territory, I'll just declare war on them. Okay, so that's the turn. Duval has gained some experience. He's up to level 11. That's pretty awesome. If we're going to head over to the longer winters, let's go and grab winter immunity, at least for the movement reduction. And Julian has reached level 7. We can get over to Dust Trickery, plus 15%, apply that, close that down, and let's beat up those chiefs. Auto fight. And then we'll pacify the other villages here too, since we are planning to settle this region. Well, let's do some exploring, since we won't be able to attack anyone else. We're out of action points there. And we can visit these unspoiled ruins. 150 dust. Cool. And over here we'll queue up. What's the science yield looking like? That is a lot of science tiles. Building out the Imperial funding seems reasonable. It would use up all of our Hyperium though. Not that we're using it for anything else, so sure. Imperial funding, go go. And as for these guys, across the water for you. Empty research queue. Rich silt. Due to rich loads of nutrients uncovered by erosion, water tiles are producing more food. +3 food on sea or lake tiles. That's pretty significant, but completely irrelevant to the Broken Lords. Okay, so we are now in Tech Era 5. What do I want to research first? Another dust booster. I've got insane amounts of dust, but we may as well keep on along that plan. I want to get the extractors online since I'm about to make landfall and actually be able to harvest some of these new materials. So, okay, so we've got the extractors here for Hyperium and Mithril. Is that all of the strategic resources in the game? It is. Okay, so we have all of the extractors we need. We've got the science booster, living labs. We're not worried about more production. Let's... Ooh. Some higher tier guardians. We've got the water guardian, tsunami charge, river surfer, flood, and we've got the air guardian with teleport, blood rage, winter wind. Alright, let's worry about upping our dust. Plus 40% dust, that's huge. So we'll research those two and then we'll worry about picking up some of this other stuff. We're still fervent, so I don't need to worry about approval boosters, and I don't think I really need to worry about landing in the best spot. We just want to accomplish this quest, which means getting friendly territory to get ourselves the Scepter of Ire equipped, which means I could land maybe right here on top of the Palladian deposit and then go for the chromatic land. Or I could land over here, which gets me decent dust right on top of the adamantium deposit. Not really the most exciting, but yeah, let's land right here. How long will that take us? 2 turns. Versus over here, that's also 2 turns. Alright, so let's land on the adamantium deposit. And as for this guy, we'll pacify this village. And then we'll head down to this last village here. Okay, so our settler can land right here, and we'll take care of this last village. We've got a huge pile of money, so we can upgrade this city to be completely on par with all of our other cities almost instantly. We'll fight this guy. We could have bribed them as well. I mean, we're not getting much experience from these fights. 5.6 experience, the tiniest bit of dust. Probably just bribing them would have been better, but the Too Many Chiefs quest is so bad that we'll just totally eliminate them. It's not really a very friendly thing to do, is it? Okay, so right here, not really the greatest yields. But we could get set up right away, so we'll found the city. Let's go and buy all of the important stuff, namely the extractors. We definitely want the extractors back online, or online for the first time. And is there anything else I want to get hooked up? We could rebuild all of these villages. And the right-of-way, does this let us travel by sea? I'm not entirely sure. We'll want the sewer system as well. Alright, so let's buy out all of the extractors, buy a whole bunch of citizens, and we'll have them on production. We're building out the other cheaper buildings. We'll buy all of the more modern extractors, so palladium, mithrite, even titanium and glass steel, I guess, are still useful. Buy those out. And we may as well buy out the mill foundry and all of those villages. Sewer system 2. Alright, we'll leave them with that. And we'll check on them when they start complaining. We'll have this guy go and garrison in the city. And now we can upgrade this guy with the Scepter of Ire. We're gonna go and ditch... Let's see. Will I need the Pendant of Judgment for this quest? I shouldn't, and the Pendant of Judgment isn't relevant to the general. So let's ditch that and just swap in the pendant then. Or the Scepter of Ire. So we'll apply that. Got the scepter. Extra defense on our units, and good. So we need to head over to this ruin and we'll do that next turn. Okay, good point there. Our Mo team. Each of our units needs to have the scepter equipped. So we need the Stalwart 5, Dust Bishop 3, and Vanilla 2. I guess we'll take this opportunity to use up all of our mithrite. We could upgrade these guys even further. So first, Dust Bishop 3. We'll get rid of Sharp Sense and include the Scepter. Oh yeah, this is going to use up a lot of mithrite. So we're not going to upgrade any of their other gear. Apply that. And then with the market ban, I might be in trouble here. So we'll select all of the level 3 Dust Bishops and retrofit them. That uses up all of my mithrite. And then I need to upgrade the Stalwarts and the Vanilla 2. That's going to take a while, and we're locked out of the market, which means I'm going to have to either wait for the mithrite to come in or pay the roving clans to unlock the market and then pay through the nose to get all of the mithrite. That's tricky. We could go and settle another region here for another mithrite extractor. Alright, well let's turn the turn over and do some exploring. So let's do the math what it costs to end Rust. Rust is completing or increasing the amount of strategic resources we need to equip all of these items, which might, if it weren't for Rust, we might have had enough mithrite to equip all 8 of our units. Let's have a look at that quest. So from Dust to Rust, 100 Palladium. We only have 4 Palladium at the moment. And we would have to bring that over to here, apparently. Alright, so we need to bring a bunch of Palladium here to here if we want to end the Rust thing. And Marshmallow PA says that I can force my way into the market again, unban myself with influence. Is that right? Let's see. Where would that work? The main screen? Maybe not. Status screen? Market screen? How do I unlock the market? Talk to these guys, they're mildly jealous. Market ban nullification, I see. It just costs 480 influence. I do have the influence to spare. And I do want to advance for this quest, so we'll pay that. And we'll buy our mithrite. getting progressively more expensive. I think we need 12 mithrite per unit. I've flipped 4 of them, so I'm going to need at least another 40 more. Let's buy 51 just to be sure. And then, let's see, Stalwarts next. Stalwart 5. We'll remove Sharp Sense and drop in the Scepter. Stalwarts. 3 Stalwarts and 5 Dust Bishops. Retrofit these guys. And now we're just waiting on the Vanilla 2. This Vanilla 2 has... Okay, so the problem with the Vanilla unit is I switched all of their units, their items around. So Vanilla 1, Vanilla 2, am I at Vanilla 3? Yeah, so Vanilla 3 has a different profile from Vanilla 2, and because I switched all of that gear back to stuff that didn't require any strategic resources, and I don't remember which strategic resources Vanilla 2 is holding. They've got exhaustion. Alright, well, let's not worry about microing that. Let's just give this guy what they need. So, definitely we'll need the Scepter. And then we'll want... what do I have to spare? We've got plenty of glass steel. We could give him some higher tier glass. Higher tier... Oh, we could give him dust armor. That's not bad. How does that compare to the tier 3? It is strictly better. Alright, let's give him all dust armor then. And then as for his weapon, how does the tier 2 glass steel compared to the tier 2 dust? Also better. Alright, so we'll just give him the long scepter. And then as for the movement trinket, do I have an improved movement trinket? No, I don't. So we'll drop that down, apply that. And then we'll go and retrofit our guy here. So now everyone in our army should have the scepter. So we've got Stalwart 6, Dust Bishop 4, and Vanilla 4, all of which, all of those profiles have the scepter. If we select all, they all have been retrofitted. Okay, so we're ready to complete this quest. We need to go over to these temple ruins. Let's do it. And Megaton Samurai had remembered each of the weapons and armor that the vanilla Dust Bishop had, and carefully listed each of them out for me, but I ignored them. Sorry, Megaton Samurai. I appreciate your efforts, but we went with the dust gear instead. Now, my question is, do I want to settle another city here to pick up the Hyperium, the Palladium, the Mithrite? Maybe Shad has some nice resources. We could send someone over to Shad. And our city here has finished building all of the main buildings. Let's switch this over to a dust depository. And then we'll switch all of those citizens over to dust production. We failed the peace quest. And we'll head over past all these vine snakes. Man, the new world is really full of neutral wandering armies. Really wild. Let's parley with these guys. They want your armies need to master the arts of war, gather and train units of every type. Eh. Alright, so a few more construction queues that we need to set. Let's see, we've built out all the buildings. I guess we could drop a watchtower. But let's just build out some units instead. A random stalwart would be fine. And then over in this city, you'll need the gold extractor. Definitely want to get that online. Where is the gold? Way over here. That's going to be done in one turn. May as well grab Glory to the Empire. And hopefully that'll keep us occupied for a few turns. Jareth308, welcome to the stream. Glad you're enjoying Endless Legend. Alright, one of our heroes leveled up. We've researched both of the dust boosting buildings, and these guys require mithrite. I think I will want to settle another city then, just to acquire the rest of that mithrite. And what else do we need? Maybe something that boosts our combat. We've got a lot of dust here, so maybe I want to play around with more of these guardians. Teleport sounds really useful. Let's go and research the Guardian of Air, or Atmos, and then maybe something that'll boost. I don't really need Marvelous Armor because my main quest is going to unlock even rarer armor. We already have the Science Booster. Let's grab the Arts Council in case we need to boost our approval a little more. So this guy, and then these guys here. And we'll swing over to these ancient ruins. We've encountered the eyeless ones, who are notable because they look like the Geth from Mass Effect. They also provide a approval boost for every pacified village, which is pretty nice. I think I might have a spare assimilation slot. Is that true? No, I don't. But we might switch over to the Celiac, since we do have 4 of those villages. We increase the mining of resources per pacified village. I might prefer that over the Kenzanji. Yeah, this is +2 resource extraction. Let's assimilate these guys instead. And then we will go and drop another city over on this continent to pick up some more of this mithrite, some more of the Hyperium. So probably in Chad here. And this vine snake is blocking my way, so I'll just go and beat them up. That's an easy fight. Jareth308 is the expansion worth $10. If you love Endless Legend and you want to support the developers, you want a little new content, then yeah, definitely $10 is a small price to pay. You get a lot of new features to play with, little pretty factions, guardians, which seem pretty cool, but I'm not entirely sure how useful they are yet. But if you want something that massively improves or changes the game, then it doesn't rank up there with like a Gods and Kings or a Brave New World, as would be for Civ 5. But then again, the Civ 5 expansions were in the $30 range, whereas this is a smaller, more of a DLC kind of thing in $10. So if you can afford it, if you love Endless Legend, then sure, definitely. Amplitude Studios needs to be rewarded for making a great game. Alright, we got a new hero equipable weapon here. Aya's arm. Some decent stats across the board. Doesn't look terribly exciting. That's fine, let's go and complete the next step in our main faction questline. A final battleground, search the temple ruins. We now have exceptional alloys, which is tier 3 adamantium and palladium, which is really good. We could swap that in when we get a chance. Meanwhile, we've got to fight these guys. We can auto that fight as well. Easily taken care of. All of these guys got upgrades. Our hero took a little damage. And we get the Endless Load Crystal. This beautifully shaped block of an unknown material or element, glowing in a deep red gold color, is more than the crystal appears to be. Certain markings indicate that it was once part of some sort of great object. Plus 20 points to defense on a unit and can only be equipped by a Broken Lords hero. The army is destroyed, the last puzzle piece is in our hands. Excellent. Part 8, A New Frontier. Something from the past was awakened when the temple was opened. I cannot say what, but all of our cities, in all our cities, the dust seems to have awakened. I understood that we could do magic, but I never imagined it existed on this scale. Something is happening in the Empire, and I must exploit it to the fullest. Because came down from his mansion, even he sensed the change. Upon his advice, I will equip a governor with the artifacts we discovered and see the changes that will bring to my empire. Whatever happens, we may at least put to rest the question of draining innocent life. Has all this been foreseen? Am I merely the pawn of an ancient prophecy following guidelines laid down by long-dead ancestors? We have discovered a powerful building, something that could replicate the power of the temple within our cities. Should that happen, living dust would be endlessly generated for our needs. Forever healing the people, it will be built regardless of the cost, and we will see what great wisdom we can when allied to great power. Okay, so we're going to get over our need to drain the life of our followers by building this ancient artifact. Put together the 3 parts of the ancient artifact. More resources may be necessary to make it function again. Equip these artifacts for Broken Lord Hero, Quivering Circlet, Pendant of Judgment, Endless Load Crystal. And next, make sure the equipped hero is assigned to a city. Alright, let's do that. We do have an endless Broken Lord hero in one of our cities here. The Baron will go and equip him. Quivering Circlet, Pendant of Judgment, and Endless Load Crystal. So we'll go and apply that. And then this guy will just hunt around to clear out space for our settler. We'll start building the settler out of Nepal. Construction blocked. We no longer have these guys as our assimilated faction, minor faction, so we can't keep building that out. We got the Altar of Channeling, a city improvement, +5 dust per citizen on dust production, and +5 dust on the whole city. The objective, build a new improvement in 3 of our cities. Let's get to work on that. The legendary deed here has been accomplished by the roving clans. Be the first to have 3 guardians at the end of turn in order to gain a reward. The Jewel of the Azure Wind. Interesting. I don't know exactly what these army action cooldowns for the Guardians are, so I can't say how exactly good that Jewel of the Azure Wind would be. But it definitely sounds useful. Pop out a new army here and send this guy over to Shad. And it's currently winter, so that's why we have such slow movement. And we need to reassign, cancel that. Dust and Industry will not be refunded, that's fine. Let's go and build out our altar of channeling. Ooh, that's an expensive rush by cost. Thankfully we do have a lot of gold. May as well... Do I want to build one out here? This is my science city, so we don't need that. This guy wants to switch over to science, or to dust. We'll go buy an altar of channeling here. And then one more city. Why not one of the original Broken Lord cities? We'll give these guys an altar of channeling as well. Cancel that out. And this guy's got winter immunity, ice in his veins. So even though it's winter, we still get our full 8 movement points. That's definitely nice to have. Come back when we fulfill some quest conditions. What quest is asking us to go to this ruin? New frontiers. Diplomacy by any means. Level up Qatar. And drop off 100 palladium. Okay, so none of those other quests do we... we're not interested in doing any of those. Let's pin our main faction quest again. And we've got the altar of channelings coming online soon. Joseph has leveled up. We'll keep on improving his governing abilities. Okay, so we've put the pieces together, we've built the channeling altars, and we, as a reward, we get the Synchronic Temple. Units are instantly healed after battle. Wow, that's nice. And the Temple of the Earth's Core. This is a technology, triggers the Wonder Victory once built, and only one per empire. We need 40 Mithrite and 40 Hyperium, 36,000 production required. Alright, so probably our next step is to build the Temple of the Earth's Core. Meanwhile, these guys have banned us from the market again, and just when I needed to buy Hyperium and Mithrite. Those crafty, crafty little punks. We can always spend influence to... we've accumulated a huge amount of influence, so it's more of just an annoyance than something that'll actually affect what we want to do. So let's wander over to Shad and see if we can find a good place that would give us the Mithrite and Hyperium that we need. So over in Iberian, we've got one Mithrite and one Hyperium. Shadon is actually the full name of the province, has similar yields. Okay, so if we're going to be building out a wonder, we'll probably want to push hard into science and industry, or go really hard into dust and try to buy that out. Extra production versus... Okay, so we can cut back on science. We're not going to need science anymore. The 33% building cost reduction probably applies to the wonder as well, so we'll definitely want that active. If I want the gold boost, but I don't have quite enough influence. We're short by 45 influence. Alright, well, we'll just tone it down to that then. And what's the... we'll pin our main faction quest again. Well, we need the new main faction quest to spawn. Alright, so we'll end turn. Inte needs a new construction project. Town Crier is going to be really useful for us. And that'll be fine. Okay, we finished the Air Guardian. And a new faction quest, Part 1, The Beginning. Is the end of Auriga coming near? Cracks begin to appear in the planet's crust, particularly in those places where ancient sites of the Endless were dug particularly deep. It is hard to say if it is the work of the Endless or of some greater spirit. But of the 5 most effective sites, great beams of dust light illuminate the planet as far as the eyes can see. That's a pretty nice illustration. Exploration of these locations show a vast network of tunnels, rooms, and storehouses. As your explorers investigate, they also seek to better understand this ever-stranger world in which they live. It is a race against time to understand the cracks and the runes, for if the end is coming, you certainly have work to do for your people. Oh man, my foot's asleep. Okay, so Auriga is in movement. It's time to figure out why. New objective, search one of the runes illuminated by the dust light with at least an army of 6 units of level 4 led by a level 9 hero. And we get Blood Crystal for that. Show the location. This event, which is irrelevant to us, has ended. We can fight these random hostile armies, take care of those guys, and we probably want to heal up our hero at some point, especially if he doesn't need to fight anyone. So victory quest, we'll pin that, and the location is this guy right here. That is definitely a well-lit ruin. Okay, so a level 9 hero, we could bring our main army back to the mainland. Is Rilkata level 9? She's level 6. Alright, so we'll bring our main army back home to fulfill that quest. And I do want to get the Mithrite and Palladian flowing, so we'll go settle in Shadron. Let's turn the yields on. Where do I want to drop this? It's winter, so these yields are pretty poor. I guess we could settle directly on the hydro mill. We wouldn't have to build an extractor. Alright, let's send this guy over there then. Meanwhile, our main army is going to want to hop back into the water as quickly as possible. That's 3 turns away. Alright, if it is 3 turns, how long is it going to take us to get here? Over by Meepal. I guess we'll just start walking. What's going to be 4 turns? Marshmallow PA, yes, that market ban. Paying to crack the market ban did stop us from going, enacting the full Empire plan that we wanted. And we don't have quite enough movement to get into the water right here. Alright, meanwhile this guy's looking for a nice place to settle. Palladium, Hyperium, but no Mithrite, so I am going to want Chandran then. Let's see. Somewhere over here does have reasonable dust yields. Keep on moving. And new construction projects for everyone. Altar of Channeling is pretty cheap. We may as well build those guys out. Advanced Extraction, +4 on Luxury Resource Deposits. Dust Revitalizer, +5 on Terrain with Dust. Is there anything else I'd rather have? We could try building out one of these guys. How long would that take us? Probably way too long. That's, well, only 2,000 production. Not that we're making a lot here. Alright, let's just go work on Imperial Funding. That'll take a bunch of turns, but I'm just having these guys make dust rather than actual production. Altar of Channeling here is fine. And over in this city, let's grab them a right of way, sure, and we'll flip everyone over to dust. Okay, have we disembarked already? Where's my main army? Right here. Let's cancel that. So we don't have to go for this one. We could go for this one instead. Or even, is this, no, that's not one of the pillars of dust, but this is one of the pillars of dust. Let's head over here instead. That would be faster than the 5 turns. Good eye there, Eye Hazardous. Lemur Lord, I believe that building directly on top of a strategic or luxury resource does hook it up with a free extractor, but we can test that right now. Or next turn, rather. Confirmation from Microbe-Man, an expansion does auto-connect resources when you build right on top of it, so long as you have the appropriate extractor. Right, so we finished the Arts Council tech. We need 2 more techs to get over to level 5. We already have the Temple of the Earth's Core. Should I start building that out now? I'm just worried that the quest will require that we build it in a specific city. So we'll wait until we're told to build the Temple of the Earth's Core. But in the meantime, a production boosting building might be okay to grab. Imperial News, expansion disapproval, health regen, additional trade routes. Alright, since this is the Guardians expansion, let's research the Guardians and maybe we'll build them out at some point. But we should queue up multiple techs so we don't have to go back to this right away. Boosting on our citizens. Let's actually research that and then we'll grab the Guardian. Alright, do we need to cross the water to get over here? No, we don't. That embarking and disembarking would just waste time for us. A random quest following the ruins, we don't need to follow that. We want to visit one of these pillars of dust. Lots of wandering armies. Meanwhile, let's go and settle this city. So we'll turn the FIDS yields back on, and right by the water might be okay. Right over here is probably better. So 2 production and 6 dust versus a science and a production. Alright, let's build ourselves up right here. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to fuel this guy out with a whole bunch of dust purchases anyway, so build out the Hyperium and the Mithrite. We may as well get the Hydromeal or Red Sang online as well. And does this place need anything else? An Empire Mint, I suppose, would be nice. A sewer system. Right of way. And that's it. We'll just rush by both of the extractors. That was the main reason we bought this place. And we can buy up a lot of the cheaper population points as well. So anything under 600, that seems good. Alright, so we'll finish 2 more extractors next turn. And we'll garrison that guy. We can reactivate our die booster. Jareth308 says that he can't beat the game on normal. I think the main key, if you're coming from a game like Civilization, is that you need to upgrade your units. A, with experience, so you want them to fight but not die. And then, most importantly and potentially missing, is you need to go into the military workshop and upgrade each of your units. So you go to edit and then give them new gear that will vastly improve their stats. And once you have a good army, you can easily deal with the AI. So if you're already doing that, then I'm not really sure what to suggest. But that's the main difference from coming from Civilization. The unit profiles themselves are the same, but they level up and get stronger, and you can give them better gear and they get stronger, and that's really important. Quest complete. Search one of the illuminated runes by the giant dust light. We get 35 blood crystal, and there is an opening to a deeper, darker rune, a veritable fissure into the body of Mother Auriga herself. What it is and what it means can only be discovered the hard way. Part 2, a pretty riddle. The mysteries of Auriga are as numerous as they are frustrating. This one is greater, however. Never before has the surface broken open to expose its core. To understand what has happened and why will require securing the area while you mount a well-equipped expedition to do an in-depth exploration and analysis. It is at least clear that the great underground labyrinths were more than just storehouses. Given the strange equipment and specimens, it seems that Auriga was at one time a warren of interconnected laboratories. Sadly, there is little time left to pursue these discoveries as more pressing problems arise. For one, minor factions are affected in the affected region are sure of the coming apocalypse or catastrophe, or some sort of event that shamans describe with even greater adjectives of horror and destruction. Whether they are correct or not, the tribes and people are up in arms against any and all armies. You must find your own answers to this theoretical apocalypse. Is the planet cracking apart, or are the long-dead technologies of the Endless sending a final message? Or is the soul of the planet making you an offering? There are many interpretations. You must find your own truth. Secure the region long enough for a team of scientists to explore the fissured ruins. Make sure there are no enemy armies in the region of Ismilor for the next 5 turns, including minor factions from Ismilor. Alright, we can do that. Let's go and attack this guy, and then attack the minor factions. Speak to these dudes. Parley in the nearby region, destroy or capture the city in Mach. Where is Mach? Okay, so it looks like the roving clans have settled here, and that's probably what they want us to destroy. We need to assign a construction project here. Why not a altar of channeling? And we'll auto this fight. Well, I think we have to destroy these minor factions as well, so let's attack them. Auto that fight. And we'll go meet these orcs head on as well. While we're here, we can inspect these ruins. A new quest, Colossal Danger. A flamboyant adventurer, Otto Corthona Smith, has apparently disturbed things best left alone. Rondoaria is no longer a safe place. A Dust Guardian has it in its sights. Which city is Rondoaria? Is that our capital? Oh, right over here. Okay, so if a Guardian is coming this way, we should probably build out some defensive units. Maybe some of these guys. We'll adjust the vanilla Dust Bishop. Get rid of this thing. Give him Sharp Sense or Regeneration. We've got plenty of titanium. Do I have a good titanium trinket? No, we'll just give him Sharp Sense. And as for the rest of this stuff, no. We'll leave that screen. Let's edit the vanilla Dust Bishop. Get rid of this thing, Sharp Sense, and then everything else here looks fine. Apply that. And then we'll build out a few of these guys too. So some of the high tier dust armor, shield, sword, apply that, and then we'll buy a whole bunch of these guys in the city if it is truly under threat. So vanilla and no strat. Plus we will have some militia to back us up, so let's rush by a few of these guys out. So that should do the trick. And then we won't make any more hasty dust purchases in case the next step in our faction quest requires a good stockpile of dust. But that should be enough to deal with that wandering guardian. And we'll swing in here, deal damage, and auto that fight. So that's everything taken care of. I guess we just need to pacify this last village. And then we'll be set for that faction quest stuff. And I'm afraid I am going to have to end the stream after we finish this quest. I do have a bunch of work that I need to do, and some of it is time sensitive, but I'll either stream again in the evening tonight or tomorrow if you want to see how the Broken Lord's quest ends. And you can always subscribe to me on YouTube, where I'll be posting this entire series. The first 4 hours are already up on YouTube, so if you're new to my stream, I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel. I'd like to think that some of them are quite helpful, especially for Civ 5, and do check that out if you've enjoyed this stream. Right, but a new quest, a test of strength. Auriga is alive, perhaps in ways that no one truly understands. An ancient manifestation known as a guardian has come to life, springing from the bowels of the planet itself and roaming one of the regions. If you wish to understand its origins and mysteries, and perhaps even master its creation, you must hurry to that region and be the first to defeat it. Do not take this task lightly, however. If a guardian is indeed, as your sages suspect, a manifestation of the planet, its power will be truly impressive. So if we defeat the Guardian in Regsina, we get a bunch of dust as a reward. Where is Regsina? We failed the Relic of the Past quest, that's fine. Regsina. I don't know if I've found Regsina yet. Meanwhile, the roving clans want us to pay them 33 titanium to end the market ban. I refuse. We'll just go and clean up this camp. Innovate Space suggests going outside. I will be outside on my way to work. It is a beautiful sunny day. I actually live right by the Humber River, and there's also it's always really nice to walk along there. If I had the time, I would walk towards the lake, but unfortunately, I have a bunch of cells to harvest and analyze. Alright, so that's going to be the end of today's stream. If you want to find out what happens with the rest of this Broken Lord quest, I do encourage you to follow me on Twitch and subscribe to me on YouTube. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day.